Alright, well, kids, welcome back. We are on part 5. This one is going to be sound effects and transitions. So, what we need to do, we've got everything here. We've got the drums set up, we've got the pads, we've got leads, plucks, and vocals and everything all ready. Now we just need to put the sound effects in that in. Right, so first of all, I think I'll just use some out of my pack for this one. Right, first of all, what I want to do now is I want to put some like nice up sweeps and down sweeps and stuff like that in, and snare roll stuff like that. Right, so anyway, I need to uplift those. Right, so I think that's what we'll do anyway. We'll just chuck that one in. So drag that across, drop that in. Looks like it's a bit instant there. So, right, so we'll drop that in. We'll take the end, just the end back a little bit. So we're fading out, just taking that edge off. You know what I mean? We'll. Oh shit! Sorry, bit loud. Right, so we're gonna add this onto the mixer now, which will be number 11. So, number 11. And for this, it's basically just we'll write it in there. So uplifter, uplifter, spell uplifter, uplifter, and we're gonna do this one in nice pink color. These are just the usual colors I use, so use whatever colors you like. They don't have to be to the exact same what I do, like, you know what I mean. Right, so this is the first bit. So what I'm going to do here, because this is where it's going to drop into your breakdown anyway, so I'm just going to take the ends of these off. So if I just bring the little arrow up there so I can sweep it across and back, whatever, and we'll just take them up to there like that. So hold in the left click on the mouse, take that off, and then just take that off. And this one here, same with that, just pull that one back to there. And Bob's your uncle. So mainly what we want here is you want crashes because you're introducing up to the breakdown and a transition and that. So we want one crash there, one there, one there, one in the middle there, and one there, and one there. That is it for that transition anyway. Right, so uplift that. We'll rename it in here as well. Uplift that. And we'll bring the volume down on that straight away because they don't need to be really loud. Definitely not. We'll bring that, say, about there, maybe minus 15 dB. And first thing I do usually is on this bit of like this like EQ tweaking you can do and stuff on here. All on these stuff, I always pull that right down like that. So it's at 90 hertz, and I always just pull that right down. Then I'll put an EQ on, parametric EQ2, nice and easy to use. And all I'm going to be doing here is, so I'll mute that one. So right click onto there, just so this is playing by itself. And then what I'm going to do here is play it. Bit high there, right? So basically I've just pulled that down a little bit there and turned the Q band so it pulls it in a little bit. That's it. So literally that is all you need to do with that. And now I've got next thing to do now, sorry, would be to put a bit of LFO, so sidechain. So I'll put LFO plugin on that next. on this slot on the uplifter, and choose that one there. It's very simple to use. This just you know what I mean. Like, you don't have to do much with it or nothing unless you want to get really technical with things with it. Like, but all you need to do is pull that up to about there, back to about there, so it's sloping out there. And usually I don't have this on full, the volume like of the side chain working. So usually if you look, so obviously follow my mouse. If you look to the top left hand corner on the screen, the hint panel there, like, which I probably went on about in the recent video, I think. Well, it tells you the percentage in that up here when you're moving it. So usually I'll just have that, see there, 85, so about 80%. That's usually what I'll put it on, depending on the so right, I'll play that now. Perfect. Right, so now next part of this, what we need to add in now is a down filler. So turn that down a little bit while I'm looking for these. A bit loud there. A bit long, that one, like, so no, in fact, you know what, we'll leave that one in. That's a shorter one in. Right, so basically, because I want to change, I've put that in there. So instead of deleting things and that, all we need to do is, obviously it's there, so we'll bring in the channel rack back up. That's the sample that I've just put in there. So basically, just to switch it, all we need to do is just drag that, drop it on top of that, and that one looks a bit better to me anyway. So I think we'll go with that one. Right, I'll turn the volume back up now, and now what I need to do is assign this one to number 12 on the mixer, and same again with this one. Just pulling down on that right to as far as it'll go to the bottom, and so we're cutting off. Yeah, it's there. So right, next another for fruity parametric EQ2, and we're just gonna do the same with this one, and we're gonna pull down on the cut off, like, and see how much we need to cut off on it anyway. So first of all, turn it down a bit. And it's a bit loud and hissy up there, so we'll just pull that down a touch. Right, that sounds pretty good to me, but for this one, we're actually not going to put a side chain on this one. Usually what I do is I put 2 of these in. So this one is a down for that. Right, now this one. Right, so basically, here's your uplifter and your down filler, but we're going to put another one in with sidechain as well. I just think it makes things a bit more thicker in the breakdown and that. Right, so I'm going to use a one that I use a lot. Saves us having to hunt about picking some. See, I know exactly where it was. Really, it should be in my little Drake Liddell folder thing, like, but I know what it is. And anyway, so right, anyway, so I want to name this one down filler 2. and lock that to content. Sorry, I think I'm going a little bit quick again here. I need to slow. I'm trying myself, my hardest to like just be as slow as I can and explain everything. Like, so with this one, what we'll do is we'll assign this one to number 13. Get rid of that, and same again. Pull down on here, and same again with this. Right, so we know it doesn't want to be like, the volume doesn't need to be right up like that, definitely not. So probably about there maybe. And we're just going to play this one by itself, so we're going to mute that. So right click on there, just so you're playing this alone, and rename that down for that 2, and that's it. Right, so we're just going to play that and pull down. Right, now that sounds pretty good to me. So like I say, I've just made sure there's definitely nothing coming through the bottom there. So right. Where we're at now. Right, so now we need to just play them all together and try and get them all in the mix right. So if we just pull that one down first and that one, and then that's just there in the background, and then you've got this one, which will be, this will be like a bit higher. And then we'll add side chain on this as well. So you slot 2, you bring in that 4-2, and same again, just turn that down to about 80% the same. It's just what I do anyway. I mean, you don't have to, there's no rules to it. See how it's giving the side chain effect there on that one, but you've still got the other one in the background as well. We'll just turn that down a little touch more. Right, so got them in, so that's where uplifter, downfillers in. Next I'm gonna add we'll go in here. Right, so sorry, that's probably loud as hell. An FX kick anyway, so we're gonna add that in there as well, and rename that FX kick, and lock that to content as well. And then obviously this one will go on and then this one will go on number 20, number 14, sorry. And then we'll call that FX kick. And with this, we're probably not going to really need to do anything with it, I don't think. See what it sounds like in the mix anyway, but I'll turn it down and see roughly about there. Yeah, that sounds pretty much alright to be fair. So I'm not going to do any EQ or anything on that anyway. We're just going to leave that how it is for now. There might be some point once I've got more things in, I might need to just take a little bit off somewhere or a little cut or something or whatever. But that's fine for now. So that was easy, straight in. So this is what it sounds like now. Lovely. Right, so next we want a nice think what we'll put in now here, we'll get a reverse symbol. Might be some in here. So I'll just turn that down a minute. It's not loud as hell. Right, so I reckon we'll put that one in there anyway. So I've dragged that in as an audio clip again. Now this time we're gonna, because obviously it's not sitting. If I just scroll that in, so I'm using the mouse just to scroll, just to get in a bit closer. So as you can see, it's not hitting on that line there. So we're just going to time stretch it and make sure it's hitting right there. Right, now, because we've stretched it, it's going to sound a little bit different. So to bring the sound back to its original sound, we're just going to use the mode, and we're just going to click auto, and auto will bring it back to its original sound setting. Right, so we need to assign that to 15, so we'll call that a reverse symbol. Right, so to go back, to bring everything back closer in now, what I would do is I'd hold shift and then number 2 on the keyboard, and that will bring everything back like that now. Right, so we've got that in now, so reverse symbol. And right, so we've got uplifter, down fillers, FX kick, and reverse symbol there. So now what we need to do is, because obviously when we're bringing it into the breakdown, we don't want to go straight into that bit with the vocal and the pads and whatnot. What we need to do is copy these bass pads over here, and then we'll slightly bring the orchestral pads in. We'll bring them in with an automation up to the vocals. But I'm not going to do that just yet, because obviously we're still working on these bits. So next what I'd do is, this should be in with drums really, but like it's a snare roll. So this is just where I put it anyway. So like I see, there's no wrong place where to put something in. I just put this in with my effects and stuff, my snares and build-ups and that. Or risers and stuff. Right, so next I'm gonna go for a snare roll, and I usually use this one quite a lot. So drag it onto there, call this snare roll, and that's it. Right, so I'm going to normalize that just so it brings it down, so it's not too like peaking too much in that. Right, so and it's already autoed and that as well, so it's still going to be at its normal original sound. That it snaps itself to the grid as well. So on the end, what I'm going to do here is just take a little bit of slope on the end, and that's it. And then on this end, I'm going to slope it in instead of it just being instantly in like this. And I'm just going to assign that to number 16 on the mixer. So call that snare roll. I feel like I'm taking ages doing this now. Right, so we'll forget about the reverse symbol for now, because obviously that's going to be in there anyway. We just need to concentrate on this. So snare roll, I usually turn that to like 50% mono. So if you're looking at the top of your screen on your hint panel up here, when you turn it halfway, so I usually turn this snare roll to about 50% mono. And I usually just use this little EQ on the side here just to bring it the high end down just a touch. I only know this because I use the snare roll a lot anyway. And then we're going to bring the volume down to about -10. And then, like I say, we're going to slope it in though as well. So using this, we're going to pull that to about 4 bars there. And now we're going to play it. Lovely. Right, so we just need to get this snare roll right anyway. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mute this and I'm going to play the snare roll, keep playing the snare roll while I'm putting a parametric EQ2 on it. Which we're going to do a high pass, and the order is going to be step 4, and we'll just put that at about 60 hertz. Right, now it's got that bit of peak there, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to boost this a little bit, pull down on the Q band a bit as well, just so you've still got that punchiness there. And that's probably going to sound all right within the mix, I would say. So right click on there, that'll bring everything back on again, and we'll play it together. Right, that sounds lovely. So next up is right, next up, what I do next is I'll start working on doing me working on my breakdown kind of thing, and building up my breakdown up to me drop, and obviously so yeah, so so we've got word effects in there, a few effects what we need. I'm not going to choose a build up just yet though. I'm going to wait until I've got until I'm ready for once I get to the very end of me build up to me drop, then we'll choose a nice like a build up snare with a nice riser or something to go with it. So this is just to get you started with some of the effects what you need, you know what I mean. Where we're at now, I think that'll do for now actually. With this as well, I'll play this and then I'll just get the volume right on this. So set me on. Right, now we don't need any EQ on that. I would say just a bit of reverb just to give it a longer tail. Pre-delay. Right, so we'll turn that up, turn the dry up a bit, pull down on the wet a bit, change that. So we'll just take some of the low end of the reverb away, and we'll pull on that a little bit as well. Little tiny bit of pre-delay. In fact, no, we'll put a little bit of attack on it there. So 5% attack. And then we'll play it now.
Set me on, set me.
Yeah, so it carries on a little bit further with that bit of extra reverb on it as well. Oh, I think that's us done for this. Now I'm gonna go. Yeah, right. Right, so that's it. That's that part done. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.